What they doing? What they doing? What they doing? Huh? What they doing? What they doing? What they doing? What they doing? What they doing?
Welcome to What They Doing, where we bring you the latest news and stories that's going on around the world. Whether it's in your neighborhood, my neighborhood, across the world, wherever it's happening, we're going to bring that info to you and just have a little dialogue about it. So let's jump into it.
Okay, guys, let's get into this thing. Man, the spin right now is Donald Trump's assassination attempt. Everybody heard about it. It's been, on every news station all across America, all across the globe. Everybody know. What's your thoughts?
So one thing that was interesting to me is that some of the news stations seem to be reluctant to actually say that it was an assassination attempt. They was talking about how Donald Trump fell, he had an injury, and I find it really interesting now that we are really desensitizing some of the language that we're using in the media. Like now we don't want to say abortion or kill. We're using terms like unalive. So just starting off, that right there was interesting. And everybody could see that the man was shot in the ear. Thank God that that it was only just the ear and it wasn't more harmful than that. But, I also was kind of shocked by the number of women that are in the Secret Service now. So what are your thoughts on that?
They look lost. Honestly, they look lost. It's this DIE? DEI?
I think it's the
diversity thing they got going on.
Diversity, equity, inclusion, DEI.
Yeah, man, the DEI, right? And she looked like she was DUI, drunk under the influence. The lady, I know y'all all saw that lady was just toting that gun, trying to put it back in a holster. Why are you putting your gun back in a holster
at an active crime scene? Exactly.
Come on now, that just didn't make sense to me. See, the woke stuff. There's a good and a bad to it. It's good to be awake when you're at the wheel of a car, but it's bad to be woke as a liberal, okay? Because it can cause somebody to get hurt, So that's my take on it, but...
All right, so we want to take a look at what some of the experts are saying. I know this is still fresh, so everybody are giving just their first thoughts, but we do have a few clips from some former Secret Service agents and also some ex-military experts, so we're going to take a look at that, and then we'll be right back.
So guys, Trump getting shot in the head. Is it staged or not? Look, I'm all for Trump. Absolutely. Alright? Hate that comment or not, I don't give a shit. There's a few things that piqued my curiosity. As being ex-forces and being on the private security industry for the last 12 years. So issue number one that I have with Trump getting shot in the head is that his hand comes to his head and not his head to his hand. And why is that important? Well, in a situation like that, and what I've seen in the past, when somebody gets shot and even what goes near them, the first reflex is to bring your head down to your hand, not your hand casually to your head. Number two, I have a problem with his security. Well, after the shot was fired, two men jump on Trump, and then literally a minute after, you have three guys come on stage, tooled up, skylining themselves, exposing themselves on stage. Would you do that? I believe not. Now, you might argue, well, they might have been told that the shooter was shot. Okay, well, what about a secondary shooter? Did anybody think about that? I believe so, because they're highly trained people. Number three, the exit was far too slow. What I mean by that? Well, they get Trump in the car, and then the woman sits with her shades on, standing next to the car for about 10 to 15 seconds before the car leaves. That wouldn't happen. Now, Trump, I do love you, and I do want you to take the power over Sleepy Joe. But I smell shite.
Okay, so as you guys just saw, from that clip, it seems like it was an inside job, right? Everything is kind of pointing in that direction, apparently, right? I wasn't there, was you there?
No, I was not there.
Okay, so we weren't there, but in this generation right now, everybody has a phone.
I know, which is a good thing though.
Yeah,
because
they
now,
can't hide little stuff now. They just can't get away with little slick things that they used to get away with back then.
But I think some of them were saying that it's a lot that's involved with the planning of this, and what is it? The snipers, the counter snipers actually did a good job. So yeah, they were saying that the counter snipers actually did a good job in that only one person. What was it? One person that actually died.
Well, they mitigated more people dying. They stopped the sniper, the active shooter, from shooting more people.
Right, which was a good thing.
There were some other civilians that did lose their life.
Well,
I think it was a firefighter.
Yeah, it was the firefighter, and I think it was just one other person. So only two, which is it was only two. Yeah.
You would hope that nothing like this ever happens in a situation like that, but these are trying times. It's a polarizing time we're in right now. So I'm just surprised they wasn't prepared for the worst.
Yeah, they should have been better. I mean, it's the Secret Service. It's the highest level of security for the president. So they should have been better prepared, because it seemed like they were not as prepared as we expect them to be.
I mean, it's the Secret Service.
Yeah.
Like they look like they just got hired from Burger King. I think the what's her name?
You talking about the director of the Secret Service?
The director of the Secret Service. Yeah, she came from Pepsi Cola. She was security over there, and then I don't know.
So, what are your takes on? I know you said that the women did not seem like they knew what they were doing, but what are your thoughts on? Do you think women can fulfill the role as like Secret Service agents?
Not at that capacity. I'm thinking, sure, women can serve in law enforcement in some capacity, but there's some things women can do, and there's some things men can do. That's the balance.
Look, hopefully he don't go chauvinist on us, y'all.
Well, no, I'm just a realist. I'm a realist, man. It's like a woman trying out for a Navy SEAL. It's been proven that they don't have the capacity, strength-wise, to meet the standard to complete those, courses. And it's been women that tried. So.
Right.
Even with the Secret Service, it should be a standard. Yeah. And if you can't meet the standard, you're not going to get the badge. Right. Period.
And I don't think that they should lower the standard. I know we want more representation as far as like females in different industries, which I think we should have more women in different industries, but at the same level, we still need to keep that quality and that standard very high, especially in positions like Secret Service, anything that's protecting the people. We don't need to lower the standard just to put people in positioning to say that we have equality.
Right. I'm gonna just leave that alone.
All right. So what do we have next? What do we have? What they doing out there? What's going on?
What they doing, man? They doing a lot. Now,
I will say that Melania Trump, she did put out a statement, and basically in her letter, just to sum it up, she was just bringing the humanity of who her husband is, meaning behind the president. He has a family, and at the end of the day, violence does not have a place in our politics, which I think that we all would agree with that, whether you on the right side or the left side. Like, violence should not have a place in our politics. So, and she was just kind of bringing like the humanity of to the man. So, that's pretty much what her message
her
was.
Spiel, they're going to spin this thing, 3 ways from Sunday, But I'm looking at an article now. This Karine Jean-Pierre. Okay. They're still going to spin Trump as a threat. You know what I'm saying? They're going to still call him Hitler. They're going to still, I don't think it helps. I wouldn't even want to see Joe Biden, get shot or an attempted assassination attempt on him. You know what I'm saying? He got a hard enough job walking up the steps. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, man, this is not America. This is not America. The violence that's happening right now, if we don't come together, it would just unravel, and the whole world would just, the whole country would just go haywire. And that's not what we want. That's not what we want our kids to grow up in,
And what was the name of the article that what was she saying in the article now?
She just announced that she will continue to call Donald Trump a threat to democracy despite him being recently shot. That's what she just said.
And I guess that's to be expected because, the campaign is still going on. So the opposing side are going to continue with their narrative.
Because they want to win.
Yeah.
And it's about, are we really in the equation of this election? Is it, I'm better than you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who is it really about? Even when we saw the debate, we saw Joe Biden, he got through it, barely. But it just seemed like two old men up there arguing with each other.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? It didn't seem presidential at all. Like, in times past where things were presidential, they gave the appearance of it. So one thing I do like about Trump is he don't play the politics. He just give it to you raw, who he is. And a lot of people don't like that. But I think that's, I think it's good because a lot of politicians just tell you what you want to hear. Mm-hmm. Trump gonna tell you what you don't want to hear, and sometimes what you do want to hear, depending on what aisle you stand on.
And I think a lot of people have a problem with Trump because even if he's telling you what you want to hear, a lot of people are saying the way he says it. So a lot of people just have a problem with
his delivery.
His delivery.
Yeah.
But I did want to ask you, do you think this assassination attempt increases his chance of being president? Or, is it changing? What do y'all think? Is it changing y'all vote anyway? Is it swinging you more to vote for Trump or not? Let us know in the comments.
Leave your comments, but I'm just gonna say this. He gonna win. Things like this make people heroes. Now he could have been a martyr, but it turned out him being a hero because he didn't die. You know what I mean? Now, on the flip side, if he would have died from it, it would have turned the country into civil war and martial law and all of this. Everything would have kind of hit its climax, and I don't think it would have been good. So, would it be good for Trump to be the president? Would things get better? I don't think so. Economically wise, maybe, but I think the damage is done.
Yeah.
I think the damage has been done with these 3 years with Joe Biden. No fault to him. I don't even think he's running the country, really. Totally. I think it's some other hands pulling the string, leading him along the way, and he can barely do that. So, yeah, honestly, I do believe Trump will win. But you guys, leave your comments in the comment section and let us know what you think.
All right, and then we're going to just switch it a little bit, and we're going to go over into the world of religion because, I know in the last election, we had a lot of people from the Christian faith were given different words that Trump was going to be the president, and it was just all over the place. And as we can see that Trump did not win that particular year, but we did have another man that came out with a story. Well, basically, he was just telling how I think he had a vision or a dream or something, and he was saying how he saw Trump getting shot in the ear. So, my question to you is, have you seen that video yet? Oh, and you know what? Let's just go ahead and play it. Yeah, we'll play the video for our audience, and let us know what y'all think about this.
He predicted Trump attempt 3 months ago.
America, all throughout, and I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started working.
So I know a lot of people may say, well, I don't really care about religion or whatever, but for those that do, we just gonna go ahead and just take a little minute and dive into it. So after seeing that, what do you guys think? Do you think God cares about our politics? Like, is God? You think God is into politics?
No, I don't think he's into politics. I believe God is kingdom. He's kingdom.
Because I heard one prophet say God is into politics. He said,
Well,
let me just say what he said, because this
okay.
is interesting. Because he said, if you say that God is not into politics, then you need to read your Bible.
Yeah.
So what you think?
I mean, the Bible says that the government is upon the shoulders of Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yes, is he involved in government? You know, government politics, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, of course he would have to be involved in it because, you know, this is an imperfect world we live in.
Right.
So,
And I think God is involved with the lives of people. So wherever people are, he's concerned about people. So he cares about those things. So,
right.
you know.
One thing I do know is God is about justice. He's about justice. And so there's a lot of things on both sides that are bad. You know, they're really the same coin, different side.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get different things from different sides. So one thing about these liberals, you know, this Democratic Party now, or what they call democracy now, it looked different than the democracy back in the 90s, you know, 98, 99, early 2000s. It didn't look like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we just took a time warp and went into a whole different paradigm when it comes to politics and what is right and what's wrong. It's like they turned everything that was upside down, you know. That's just what it seems like to me.
Mm-hmm.
But
now, do you think the Republican Party has changed since the 90s as well?
the problem is they can't even get along for us to have a good balance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Which I think, to me now, it seems like it's way more divisive than it's ever been. I remember just years ago, you could freely say, you know, I'm either Republican or Democrat, and you could still be like friends with somebody from the other side. But now it's almost like if you're a Republican, you're my enemy now. And it's like we're still in the same country. So now it's so polarized, and I think we're way more divisive than it's ever been. And I think at the end of the day, like you said, they both have, I guess, pros and cons, because people are from all different walks of life and, you know, choose to vote on either side for a lot of different reasons. And we have to remember that we're all a part of this one nation, though, at the end of the day. So, you know, we still got to find a way to come together, basically.
We got to come together. You know, racism is a trigger mechanism that they continue to use every 4 years, every 8 years. They use this every 8 years. Is always going to be the trigger the black community.
Yes.
Which I'm
we
a
need to
part
have
of.
our producer look up the facts, because I did not know just selling racism is like a $1 billion industry. Like they're literally selling that.
They sell it, man.
To certain communities, and certain especially like the African American community is so triggered every 4 years by the same thing.
Everything.
And it's like
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, you know.
And we do want to say that we're not here to influence your vote one way or the other, but we are here to make you think, because a lot of times people are tied to parties because maybe it was just, you know, they grew up in it. It was something that they family. The same way with religion, people don't really think anymore for themselves. So, you know, we want to bring these stories, have dialogue to just get you thinking and asking yourself questions that maybe you haven't even realized, like, why am I really a Democrat? Yeah. Or like, why am I voting for Republican? You know, or why do I hate, I mean, so many people hate Trump, and it's like, why do I hate this man?
And I've seen so many videos of you know, a Republican will ask a Democrat, well, so what did Trump do?
Yeah.
And they can't really give an answer of why you hate the man.
But like, they literally
So your hatred is it stemming from somewhere where you're triggered?
Yeah.
Is it from the media? Is it from somebody from your family that, you know, that's charging you up against this man? You know, nobody really knows Trump. All we know is what we see on the public, right?
And I would say, you know, just going back to when he was president the first time, and I think like the first 14 months of his presidency, the numbers were low as far as unemployment just across the board, amongst different nationalities.
Everybody was making money.
A lot of people were saying they were making money. So there were a lot of positive things in his presidency,
Yes.
you know, if we're just going on facts and numbers. But also now I know the Biden campaign is saying a lot of things like their numbers is the lowest and stuff. So I definitely would just encourage you to check the facts, even when they are throwing out these numbers on like CNN and Fox and MSNBC, wherever you get your political news from. Go and do a little bit more research and find out like exactly where they taking these numbers from,
Where they-
because
I didn't vote. I didn't vote. Did y'all vote out there? Y'all let me know where they getting these polls
where are
from,
they getting these
because
numbers from?
they
And
have
just even
Trump ahead of Biden. They have Biden ahead. I'm like, what? Who? I didn't vote yet. So
and
how
even
they
the
get
numbers
it?
just with the unemployment and just these different, you know, they throw out the numbers like we got the best numbers here, and it could be taken from a sample of it can just be in any demographic. It can be just like different sampling sizes. So it's a lot of things that go along with the polling stuff. So my encouragement is just to just dig a little bit deeper and just start doing your research
Do
more.
your research. Don't take nobody's word for it. Study to show yourself approved, right? Study to show yourself approved. You know, and make that decision because you're making the decision and not forced to make it.
Right.
You understand? So, man, thank y'all for joining us today.
Yes.
Like, subscribe, and hit that like button. Hit the button. Get it in the algorithm. Leave your comments. Let us know what you think about this discussion, this dialogue, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.